Welcome to another video from Gweilo 60. Today we're in Shanxi province and this is a grain storage building barn type place here, and it's about 140 years old, and as you can see it's sort of built like a castle. It's got big walls around it, and you wonder why they have big walls around this thing, because 140 years ago grain, corn, rice was very important because people could starve. You know, it was in that sort of area of time and stuff in China where times were tough, times were hard, and we're right beside the Yellow River. So as they stored grain in a place like this, they were close to a distribution thing, the Yellow River, where they could distribute it around this area of China. Let's go inside, and you can see like these walls are thick and these walls are hot. And I asked, well, who's going to come steal your grain? They did, because it's fortified enough. But the idea that they have it like this deters the people from stealing grain. I like the architecture. You know what I mean? Like typical old style, 100 and some year ago Chinese architecture. And the Feng Tu Granary of Shanxi province. Look at this place. You know, if it wasn't a granary for storing grain, I would like this as sort of like my hangout place. We could have parties, dances, we could play sports, we could drink beer, we could barbecue, we could do all those kind of things in a place like this, because this is perfect. Keeps the wind out because you've got high walls around you. You're like, I'm gonna do a 360 here. Check this out, guys. This is sort of neat in a way. And I thought we were going for dinner, but I'm glad we stopped here first, just for the fact that I've never really seen something quite like this. So I'm just going to walk around, and I'm going to ignore the rest of the crowd over there, and just I'm going to go exploring because it's in my nature. I would go along with the group, but usually it bores the hell out of me sometimes. You know, and that's another reason why I like to cruise around China. It's different than in the West. Growing up in Canada, I basically seen everything, seen everywhere in Canada, and nothing really catches my fancy anymore. But when you come to a place like China, well, everything is sort of new, and it would take a lifetime to see everything in this country. People say, well, you've seen so much stuff, it's the same old, same old, same old. Well, sometimes it is, and I agree with that. But when you get into something like this where the locals are going to put on a show for us, they want to show us their tradition, they want to show us their home, they want to show us hospitality, they want to show us being kind, courteous to foreign travelers, people that and you know, it's a win-win situation because we like to come and see this stuff, and they like to show it, and with a camera in our hand we can show you what we see, and I think that benefits both the West or the outside people from China and the Chinese people, because it brings them closer together. You understand them more, and maybe when they're in contact with us as foreigners, they understand us better, so there's less animosity in the world, there's less distrust, there's more world community rather than it's us versus them. It's important to do that, and I feel like I'm a Canadian ambassador in mainland China sometimes, and it's interesting. Let's go watch the show. And we're not the only tourists at this granary today. As you can see, they bring school children on outings to learn about their history by actually coming to places like this and having people show them what it's all about. Teaching their history to them on the ground at the actual places in China. I noticed another group of children outside, so I think that the West could do a lot more of that too. Sitting in a classroom only teaches you so much. Getting out and experiencing it teaches you a lot more. So when I see stuff like this, I appreciate it. Okay, so now we're on top of the wall, and you see how if there was people coming to steal the grain, and I was one of the guards, I would have a great advantage over them, especially if I had a bow and arrow. I was a master archer. Oh yeah, baby! We'd be screwing with the Gweilo then, eh? Yeah. So let's walk around this, and I'll give you a little bit of a B-roll look of the surrounding area. See, stuff like this I sort of get off on. And there's history. There's a pagoda. There's another older building over on the other side there. But let me turn around and give you a bird's eye view of what I talk about when I say village land. Check that out, guys. That is basically a Chinese village here in Shanxi province. Okay, well, and then you get over here and you've got a 3-tier house. Looks good. Looks old. Actually looks beautiful to me. And then you've got a little pagoda in the background. Not a really specially made one, not all fancy, but still a pagoda. You know what I mean? But see the size of this frickin' wall. So you're not going to dig through it. You're not going to dig under it. You're not going to go over it if there's people here with a bow and arrow, an archer type thing. So if you're talking a parts unknown, like some of the videos that I do, just little spots that we find that hardly anybody has ever heard of anywhere around the world, and even in China, most people don't know that something like this exists here in Shanxi province. You know, the idea that we come across these unknown places, and we're lucky enough to have cameras in our hands and people to explain exactly what we're looking at. And you get the puppet shows, you get the different musical instruments, you get the people of the area showing us their skills, their history, their surroundings, the things that they're proud of, and their ancestors were their ancestors' actual life and what they lived like and how they lived and why they lived that way and why did they have to store grain and why did they have to protect the grain and all of these things. So this is one of those parts unknowns that I had no idea was coming. As I never do with the parts unknown. We end up someplace, it gets explained to me, and I show it to you as well as I can from the knowledge that I have on it. Anyway, as I say, that's another video from Gweilo 60 and Weifang Liao. If you like that video, hey Weifang, hello. Hey Weifang, I wasn't saying hello to that pretty girl. Yeah. And that's another video from Weifang Liao and Gweilo 60. If you like this video,
what?
like, comment,
subscribe.
Subscribe. Push the
subscribe.
Push the like button. Hit the bell, and don't forget to resubscribe.
Thanks for watching.
Bye now.
Bye now.